Hey, welcome back to another video. All right, so I just wanted to talk about this time that I was sober. Like, it wasn't like I was addicted. You all know, if you do something so much that when you always feel like you need that thing, like you're addicted to that thing. Okay. So I ain't drink, I ain't smoke, I haven't done nothing. It was for way before I like went sober from everything, like stopped smoking and drinking. Like I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking before I stopped smoking. So I was sober longer on a drinking part than I was with smoking. So it may be for my smoking, for my drinking, it was maybe like 2 years. And before all the way 2 years that I wasn't drinking, like I slowed down drinking and I started to smoke a lot more. Well, I started to smoke because I never smoked before that. So when I started smoking, like I stopped drinking as much. So this was a time in my life that I wasn't smoking or drinking. Like I went on my journey with God. Like I was like celibate and everything, like wasn't doing nothing. You hear me? Trying to clean. I was tired of chilling with no healing. A sister was trying to chill and get healed, So I stopped drinking and smoking, and this is like a connection to my like beginning of my journey, like with God. Well, in the journey of my faith journey, you know what I mean. So you're gonna hear a lot of these testimonies about it's raining, y'all. I know y'all hear that, but hopefully y'all can hear me louder. But so all of the testimonies that I'm speaking on is what I've been through and what I learned and got revelations from. So when I stopped drinking and smoking, like I'm on my journey with God. I went across the whole world, like, and God provided. I learned who God was, a provider, a healer, a redeemer. I learned so many things that God is to us, so I'm at this point in my life, that I wasn't this was my idolizing phase, and I was trying to get understanding of this. Not like I knew I was idolizing or nothing. Like I didn't know that it was idolized. I was idolizing it, but I was idolizing marriage, right? So I had got with my youngest daughter's father, and when I was with him, like this was going backwards. Like I went back to him, like after him cheating on me. Like I broke up with him, I went cold turkey. Like, no, I ain't playing. And this is the craziest part, that this is before I was even in Christ, what God showed me about him. And of course, like, it took a sister to, like, I don't know why it takes us so much to know, like, relax, like you don't see this is right? So I'll just give you a little glimpse on this relationship. Like I was like, we was together, and out the blue, I had a dream, and I'm telling you, this is before my faith journey. If I even knew God was, I knew it was a purpose for us on this world. Like I just didn't know no clear, like no, I didn't know nothing clear as he was speaking it. So God was like, he gave me a dream, and in the dream was him and my closest sister. Like they was intimate. Like it was the hurtfulest thing ever, like that was happening, and I'm like, I woke up, like my heart is hurt, like it happened in real life, but it didn't happen in real life, but God had to really make it like, yo, we about to heal from this right now before, So I'm like, what the heck, this dream? So I got up and told him about the dream, because I was heartbroken. Like it happened in real life. Those type of dreams. You know, so I told him, and he was just like, oh, wow. But before I even called him and told him, I sat and I was just like, wait, like, do she like him? Like, she ain't ever meet him? Like, I'm trying to, like, get it all the way together. Like, and it was just like, I didn't understand dreams at this point, of course. You know, so he was like, no, after I was sitting, like, I was just like, I don't understand. So I heard a whisper, and he was like, he was going, no, to tell him that I was just going to be celibate. Like, I ain't tell him the story. I ain't tell him the dream. You know, so I heard this whisper for me to tell him that I wasn't going to be, like, intimate no more. Like, I was just, like, I was going to be celibate, right? So I text him and I let him know, you know, that I was going to be celibate. And he was just like, yeah, me too. And I was like, boy, please, because I already knew he watched porn because we talked about it before. And I was like, boy, please. No, not watch porn, but masturbate. Like, we talked about that before. And then I was like, you know, you ain't about to be, you know, because celibate, like, that's all the way, like, nothing. Like, you know you're not about to, because I already know you can't even, you know. And then he was like, you right. So I heard that he was going, God, I know now that it was God telling me he was going to tell me that what he was doing, right? You know, so right, this is the same conversation. He was just like, you right, that he wasn't going to be celibate. And I was just like, I ain't respond after that. It wasn't even that quick that he responded. I mean, it was that quick that he responded. It was like, no, I'm so sorry. Like, I cheated on you, like, all this stuff. And I was just like, huh? Like, it was so, it was so crazy, because I didn't understand the power of God at that moment, because I never, like, experienced no stuff like that. You know, I never had a dream, heard this dream, tell me something afterwards, like I was having thoughts. You know, at this point, I'm thinking I'm having thoughts, like this is happening, and then saying that what's going to happen, and it really happened. Like, I felt like I was going crazy, y'all. You know, so I'm like, like, boom, boom, boom. At the same time, oh, y'all, it's going to be a deep story. Like, stay tuned with all my stories, because, like, I can't get too deep into, like, everything in one video. You know, but I had, but boom, that's we broke up after that. Like, ta-da, over with, right? And, so this was the guy that I had just got back with. Like, I got back with him after I prayed and fast. Like, me and God was on, like, I was on fire for God. Like, I was listening, I was getting led. I was just, like, growing my relationship with God. And I just thought, like, it was this time, like, God was bringing this man back in my life because he had fixed him, you know. I don't know what was wrong with me, y'all, because I thought God was doing the thing. But it was just me. It was me, because once you idolize something, like, God gonna allow you to just go ahead with that. Like, all right, that's what you want to do. Like, you heard me tell you one thing and you want to keep trying to do another thing, you know. So that's what was happening. And I was just like, this gotta be God, right? This gotta be God to bring him back in my life. I haven't talked to him in so long, you know, boony. And then, y'all, I got back with him, and first off, the situation was like, girl, what are you doing in the first place? Like, I don't even know. I don't know. You must see fruit, okay? Before you've been trying to move in with somebody, or you shouldn't be moving in with somebody anyway if you're not married to that person, first off. Take it from me. And then you should not be, no person should, I'll say manipulate. No person should tell you something against what you want, what you want. Like, if you know that you're standing for something, don't let somebody talk you out of that. Like, stand on that, because it don't matter if a female or a male. Like, you can get deceived. Like, you can get manipulated into something that you know that you're not with. You know what I mean? So And make sure that you stand 10 toes down with the anchor connected. Like, don't know. So anyway, like we was together, whatever, and then like I didn't know what we was together for, but shortly after, and I mean like shortly, really shortly after, I noticed that, what am I doing? And I just felt like at this point I was making God like I was using God in a way it was witchcraft for real, because like I'm like, God, if this is not for you, like make something red appear like that. Like it was just like, and it was just like it's so many red flags that God would give you, so many warnings that he would show you, and if you don't take that, like you're gonna be sitting in some heat, you know what I mean? And until he start to talk to you again, or until you hear him louder, or however, until you get out of that, because like that's why it's important for us to know our word. It's important for us to be around community and people to be like, yo, you tripping, you don't supposed to be doing it, and not that's his righteous judging. Like if nobody want to go another way, like whatever, it's gonna take that person to come back and be like, yo, forgive me for not taking your advice or whatever, like at the end of the day, so but a lot of things God don't want nobody to say nothing about, because like we got to go through it. We got to go through it, and then that'll be us like helping other people and talking. Not saying that we have to go through bad stuff for that to be like, oh, this is what my calling, my purpose, for me to go through this to, be able to teach this. Like, no, God will turn everything around for our good, and that's the purpose of it. But I was we was together, and I started this video about me drinking and smoking. Like I ain't drink or smoke, so I ain't been out. Like I stopped going out like cold turkey. I was the dance floor. Like as soon as I get on, I'll be on the dance floor all night, and I was that happy drinker. It was just like, that's what I did. So me stop going out, like I knew it was serious. I knew my life was turning around serious. I didn't know at the time how serious it was, but my we was in this relationship. We had went out. It was maybe like not even a month. It wasn't even a month. His brother and his mother was having a little karaoke thing, and remind you, I ain't been out like this. It was open mic, like a stand-up comedy thing. Like I'm like, it's not gonna be like a bar thing, so because it wasn't in a bar. But I'm like, all right. So on our way there, like first off, it was maybe like a week. It was a week before, when his brother was just like, your sister, like you got a sister, and all this stuff. Like, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell them to come. Like I told them to come to the gathering thing. And then when we get there, like before we pull up, like he want to go get something from the gas station or whatever, with something to drink. I was like, I'd take some wine, like, I ain't drinking like that. So, so I went to we got some wine. And when I say, bruh, it wasn't even an hour. It wasn't even an hour in from this thing starting. So maybe like 30 minutes after we get there, they come. My sisters and one of my sister boyfriends come, and we like, I ain't even offer none of my wine. I was already to the middle by the time they came, and I haven't drunk. Yeah. So when they come, like I ain't see them in a long time, because like when I left, like I said, my whole journey, like I'll talk about my testimony and my everything, like throughout my videos or whatever, but I ain't see them in a while. So them coming was just like, I was just happy to see them. We got to do line dances together. Like this was like, and like I said, I was almost to the middle of the bottle by the time they come. So they over there like we listening to the open mic and all of this stuff, and like I'm about done with the bottle. So after that, like that's when we started to, do line dances and stuff. And when we started doing line dances, like it was like a pull out. Somebody then pulled out some edibles, and I was just like, oh no, I was cool. I was cool. You know what I mean? I thought I was cool. It's like, no, I ain't about to, get down like that. I done drunk this wine. It ain't do nothing for me. I'm like, I'm cool. I ain't gotta, honey, child, they done pulled out. They done bought a whole bottle full. And then I done had one. Holy Ghost. So I sat there. We went back because at this time it's a longer story. Okay. So we went back to the hotel room because that's where we was living at, because we had, it's a long story, y'all. It's a long story. So we at the hotel room, and he already know, like, first off, I don't drink, I don't smoke, like I don't have sex, like none of that. Like, y'all, he got so upset that, like, we there, like I'm still in my right mind. Like, I know I didn't go indulge in some stuff that I ain't supposed to been doing, but I'm still in my right mind. We ain't about to be getting it done. We ain't about to get it dirty up here. So he was so upset. And I remember in the middle of this night, because we already came in late. In the middle of this night, maybe like 20 minutes after all of this, I'm on the floor. I'm on the bathroom floor. I'm throwing up. Like I said, I felt like I was cool, but I was throwing up, y'all. I was throwing up, and I just felt like my life was over. Never felt like this before. And I just was asking God, like, I just need you. You the only, because he right in the other room. He ain't helping the sister. Like, I'm like, I need you. I'm praying to God. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I just turned all the way away from you. Like, forgive me. I'm praying to God. Like, I didn't understand what I was doing, y'all. And after that, the next morning, like, I had the jitters, because, like, of course, like, I was just had a long night, and we had to leave this hotel, and he, like, he ain't got enough, like, money for another night, and, like, I got the money for another night because I have my kids. So that was another eye-opener, like, wait, what? Like, oh, it was deep, y'all. It was deep. So the point of this part of the story, God gave me revelation from this point of the story of my life, that when the enemy came back, listen, y'all, when the enemy came back, and it's not the people, understand that it's never the person, it's the person that's behind the person, and that's the enemy. Okay, he will come to kill, steal, and destroy everything of you, all the parts of you. You understand? He would try his best, but my revelation that God gave me through this was at a time that you was growing in me. We was growing together. I was reading my word. I was on fire for God. I was praying. I was fasting. One open door that came through was me idolizing marriage. I wanted marriage so bad, not just for myself, but for my kids. I wanted it so bad to set this foundation, have a stable environment, to have a family, to raise my children in a way that they should go. And not even understanding that I was just trying to take control on this of this again. Every time I always try to take control. So with that control and idolizing, I was so in sin. I opened so many doors from just the idolizing itself. So when the enemy came in through me idolizing marriage, right? he planted people in front of me that I was able to trust, right? That I was put back into my past with. Not saying my sisters, like, they a part of my life. You know, they a part of it. They my blood sisters, you know, but they was put back into my life as my past, right? And they was there to supply some needs that I used to need, right? Bring that back. They brung my past of my daughter's father back, you know, and all of these things that the enemy used against me to steal, to kill, and destroy my destiny. He tried it. And I was down bad because one thing I did was idolize marriage. And that was I wouldn't say the worst, honey chat, but this was a humbling experience. This was a humbling journey. Like, this was a time that I had to get back right with God and hear him more clear. I had to understand his voice in different ways. I had to show him that, you know, that I'm here to obey him. Like, I had to go back into my obedience for him. Like, I had to grow in whole different ways, you know. But one thing that got done, he broke off. He took the shit off my eyes. He broke off generational curses off of my life. The curses that the things that I kept on trying to do over and over and over would never happen again. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the mercy that God showed me through this time. So if you ever feel like you stuck into a place that you know that God told you not to do, or you put in more trust and belief in something before you even put God, just know that God is still there, but closing them doors, knowing that, I know that this is not of God. So I repent. I come out of agreement with, right? I turn away from this here that I'm trying to make a God, and I turn back to my God, because he gonna make all things work out for my good. Because the things that I'm trying to do is not what's supposed to be happening. I don't supposed to be putting this before I put God. Let God be the author of our life, because he already created us. He already understands what he have planned for us. He already know our purpose before we was even formed in our parents' womb. You understand that? Before the beginning of time, he knew what we was going to be doing. So let God put that together. And when he put it in front of us, like, it's going to be fruit, right? It's going to be fruit everywhere, like good fruit too, because, it can be some bad fruit. Because, honey child, them grapes be so sour. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, let God do his due in our life. Like, for real, I can't even stress this enough, because it was so hurt. Like, I'm sitting there crying out to God. Like, I'm pregnant too. Like, I had to go through some things that, I wouldn't wish on somebody, but God put me in that place so I'd be able to have this heart to be able to forgive. And like, I wouldn't want it no other way. I wouldn't want it no other way, because, like, God took me through that. He grew me through it. And it's going to be all right, y'all. Like, we just got to ride it out. And not just ride it out without a plan. Just know that we always should be praying. Like, any situation come, like, Lord, you take this in your hand, because I don't know. No, this person look good, but is he from you? Is he of you? Is this the person that you want me to be with? Is this where I need to go? The place that I need to be at? We most definitely have to, and then wait on his voice. And I know that's a place that we always gotta sit and wait, and then we don't hear. No, you choosing not to hear, and that'd be me. I'll be choosing not to hear. Like, I know you just said now, right now. I know that you just told me to endure. I know that you just told me to, and I just wanted to just do what I want. And that's what opens the door. Because God done said it. If he said it, you believe it. Because he a man of his word. So, yeah, y'all, I know this was so long, y'all, but this is my story. So, so thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all stay at peace. Y'all spread some love. Don't forget to pray. Praying is this conversation with God. Love on them babies, y'all. Peace.